call me sick.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, ha ha. No, 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 no. Yes.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah, what do you want to do now? You want to go to a circus? A fair? Carnival? In a...
Oh, no, no,
Uh...
no. Poor Captain. Another Spring Rock failure? According to your records, this is not your first visit to the service hospital. Scanning. Scanning.
Right, we
Error.
fell from a great
It
fall
appears you
in a
have a
spring long
foreign
suit.
object
Oops.
wedged inside. Now don't you worry. We will get you all sorted out. Stay right there, and I will consult the service manual. Good news! The procedure is simple. We must clear out the foreign material. First, we will blend up the foreign object. Then, you'll need a stringent steam clean to soften up the remaining organic material so we can scoop it out. Finally,
The
we will
scooper.
flush out your interior with a power hose, then give you a nice long soak in the bleach bath. You will be shipshape in no time. Please wait here until your number is called. There are 4,625 tasks ahead of you.
Okay, you overgrown Garfield reject. I'm here back for more. Oh boy. No? Where are you? Oh, hi. I have a philosophy when it comes to horror games. They don't have to be scary to be fun or engaging. There are horror series like Bioshocked and Bendy and the Ink Machine that don't really scare me. Hell, I'd even argue that Silent Hill or Resident Evil doesn't really scare me all that much. But distilled to their purest forms, horror games are still just video games. What scares me might not scare you because horror is a very personalized genre of gaming. This is why to me, all that should matter to a horror game is just simply being a fun game to play. The game you're playing could not be scary at all, but if the gameplay is just that good, it's surprising how much that alone will encourage you to keep going and see what happens next. Have a mouse! Bye! Another thing that can carry an entire horror game, though admittedly not as much as the gameplay, is the story. Even if what you're playing isn't all that scary or the gameplay becomes predictably repetitive and boring, a good story can and will make up for the more lackluster areas. I have given games like Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin a second chance and found myself enjoying them more the more I take my time with the story and piece things together. The best horror game stories are the ones that contain stories within the story, making the setting feel like a part of a much bigger world and the environment you're exploring feel alive or at least lived in at some point. Oh boy.
My thoughts still falling. Well,
Wait. Hang on. I can't read the content of... I betcha they purposely don't include the names of these characters for a reason because they want you to put the pieces together for yourself. And you know what? I was right. I think I'm right anyways. Because Monty, Moon, Chica. And a reference to Evil Dead. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is one of the deepest, most complex FNAF games I have ever played, if not the deepest and most complex. Is it the scariest Five Nights at Freddy's game? Oh, not by a long shot. Although I would be lying if I said there wasn't a part that was so traumatizing to me, I had to use a save file that skipped it in order to complete the game on my first run. Again, what scares me may not scare you because horror and trauma is something that personally affects everyone differently. Is Secret of the Mimic's gameplay the most engaging? Well, to tell you the truth, not all the time. There were parts that frustrated me to no end, others that felt completely like unnecessary padding, and others that were boring collectathons. But not all the gameplay was bad. Actually, when Steel Wool got it right, wow, did they get it right. But the most compelling aspect of Secret of the Mimic is its story, and that's most likely because it was adapted from one of the Tales of the Pizzaplex stories. There are a lot of references to not just Tales from the Pizzaplex, but other Five Nights at Freddy's stories and games as well. Steel Wool took the approach of cram as many references, Easter eggs, and nods as possible while trying their best to make sure most of them work. There's even statements made on the current world around us baked into the world of Secret of the Mimic, even though this game takes place in 1979. Now, from what I heard from people who have actually read the Tales from the Pizzaplex books, this game isn't a straight up adaptation of the Mimic story. Changes had to be made in order to make it fit in with the already established lore of the games. But that's what I like about Steel Wool. Whenever they try to change the lore, they at least put in a huge amount of effort to make it work and fit in with continuity. Does it always work? Well, in my opinion, not all the time. But hey, at least they try, so A for effort. There is so much to talk about in this game, and most of it is good stuff. So let's get the bad out of the way, because this is definitely not a game without its fair share of problems. I want to be completely fair and transparent when talking about the bad stuff I experienced with Secret of the Mimic by revealing I was playing the 1.0 day 1 release version. I even downloaded the 1.0 version from elsewhere when Steel Wool revealed the first major hotfix patch. I wanted to keep my experience as day 1 as possible and make a statement. I know that since the first time I played Secret of the Mimic, updates have rolled out to improve the game. However, I want to ask a very important question. Why should developers like Steel Wool get away with releasing their games broken, then depend on patches and hotfixes as a crutch? Here's a better question. Why are developers and publishers allowed to sweep their 1.0 versions of games under the rug and make them disappear? Do you know how hard it is to find the 1.0 day 1 release version of Security Breach? Some of you might be asking why we would want to play the 1.0 version of Security Breach since it's a completely broken, unholy mess. Well, that's because a lot of mods don't work with the latest updated version of Security Breach. The Roxy's Mega Pizzaplex mod is an unplayable mess thanks to the most recent update, and that was a mod I used to always make sure I installed when booting up Security Breach. Updating games can break mods and get rid of things you might enjoy about the game, even if it were things that developers didn't intend for you to enjoy. I've always wanted to experience Security Breach as it was on release day and play some of the mods I used to enjoy, but now no longer work. At the time of this video's release, we still don't have a working Monty replacement mod for Freddy. 1.0 versions of games shouldn't disappear simply because developers are embarrassed of the state their game first released in. This is why I nabbed a download for the 1.0 version as soon as it became available, because I wanted to remind Steel Wool of the condition they thought Secret of the Mimic was quote-unquote good enough to release in. I am a paying customer. I bought the game. I should be allowed to play whatever version of the game I want. I shouldn't have to pirate a release day version to keep it that way, or better yet, maybe Steel Wool should playtest and fix their goddamn games before releasing them. Did Chica disappear?
That's a pretty good question.
Like, I don't hear, well, I say Chica. Chica, quote unquote.
Chaka?
Did
Gone? You know, it's so sad that the Mimic died.
what?
He's just gone. He went on vacation.
What?
He's just gone forever.
How does this game keep getting easier? Secret of the Mimic released in a very broken, very buggy state. Is this the most broken Five Nights at Freddy's or even Steel Wool game out there? Oh no, Security Breach still, proudly holds that title. What's weird is how broken the game was dependent on who played it and results varied greatly. When I asked my close friend, not real name, not at all, what playing the game was like for her after she finished it, she responded that she had barely any glitches and the only major bug she faced actually helped her out. Well, I'm happy your experience was mostly smooth sailing, my friend, because, my experience... What?
How did this DPS game
Kill me! Come on! Kill
Come on,
me! Was just... a little... What?
What? Hey, excuse me?
I was just spawned into a wall that time. Different. I was commonly finding bugs and glitches from enemies not attacking me when they should, to bosses attacking me while I should have been safe. Characters and objects would constantly clip through walls and doors, and the doors themselves would have this annoying problem of instantly closing after just unlocking or opening them. I even had the Mimic teleport right in front of me and see textures fighting each other. Here's a small montage of some of the glitches I faced while playing Secret of the Mimic.
What was that? Are we really going back to Security Breach to stand there corner and can't kill you?
What?
How did this DPS game
Kill me! Come on! Kill me!
No, I guess I can't go any further. My AI says not. I guess we're gonna have a staring contest. I have hired my idle animation to stare at you. Hey, I thought they were bored.
Shoo! Go!
So, I'm glad you're recording this.
Oh my god, this is sad!
Absolute cinema. Thank you, Security Breach 2. 2021, Orange 2025. Welcome back, Security Breach.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing!
You know that.
I love your comment. Thank you, Security Breach 2. If I turn around, can you kill me?
I think as long as you're in that corner, he's just gonna have a staring contest with us. I think his AI literally can't let him go in. Like, can we strafe slightly to the left? And then he'll get us.
Yeah.
We're in Security Breach again.
We really are in Security Breach again.
Welcome home, Security Breach. We really are in Welcome back, buddy. Welcome home.
So... Oh, this is going
bit.
to be fun.
I'm crying a little bit.
This is going to be fun.
I'm glad full screen capture works in Linux.
Hello? Is it me you're looking... I'm not changing the
Guys,
Hello?
Hey.
Is it me you're looking for?
watch, you'll be here any second now. Any second now. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Oh my gosh, this just takes so much of the
I'm
horror
gonna get
away.
you. Well,
Are you... Oh my gosh.
sensitive door, my beloved.
Oh, no.
Oh, is that the bolt? Yeah, it was that dog I was talking about earlier. Is he doing the, he's doing...
He went
he's
through the
walking
wall. Yeah, went through the wall.
Thank you.
What?
What? Hey, excuse me?
I was just spawned into a wall that time. What?
There wasn't even time. That was just a instant kill.
Okay, so I know where all the... Oh! You didn't even change into a costume.
They just...
You just teleported. I find that so funny with gradual AI. It draws itself towards you, but it doesn't know where you are. It's like, again, if this was like a real enemy with that real kind of AI, I'd be like, why am I drawn to this area?
Oh, well.
Oh, please tell me you're stuck. Please tell me you're stuck.
Please let us laugh at you.
Can you... Are you stuck? Please.
Oh my God! You're stuck! You're stuck! Please! I'm begging you!
Oh. Are you serious right now? I can't...
First it was you in the invincible spot, now it's Mimic in the invincible spot.
Yeah, how the turntables. Because I don't know if we can get out of this locker and escape. Like, I can try, but we're most likely gonna die. Like, I will try my best, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, here goes nothing. What the?
Is that Z-fighting on the texture? On the guardrail?
Yeah, that's... I think...
Because that looks like... Wait, that looks like Z-fighting to me.
Yeah,
when two textures overlap on the same or near the same axis. They just kind of flicker like that.
It is, because the lighting from this is fighting with the lighting from everything else in the room. Although it's just on this one rail for some reason. Good eye! Oh, I was doing it a little bit on this one too. Yeah. Okay. Oh! The hell?
Frame 1.
I always gotta get
I guess it's...
Sorry?
You can go ahead.
I was just gonna say, always gotta get the frame 1 kill. Did Chica disappear?
That's a pretty good question.
Like... I don't hear... I say Chica. Chica, quote unquote.
Chaka?
Did...
Gone? You know, it's so sad that the Mimic died.
What?
He's just gone. He went on vacation.
What?
He's just gone forever.
How does this game keep getting easier? This might just be a personal issue, but I found the controls to be awful and unresponsive at most times. I don't know if Secret of the Mimic started development as a VR game, but treating the mouse like a Wiimote with motion controls was a very, very bad idea. I get you're adding tension by making players manually activate switches and generators, but the last thing you should be making players do in extremely stressful chase sequences is slowing down to think about what things they need to manually flip or rev up. It was these controls that made me happy that despite being the face on the box, Jackie was barely in the game. If I had to face any more pixel-perfect, switch-flipping, generator-revving, crouch at the right moment chase sequences with her, I would have lost my mind. Also, Arnold not being able to jump and having a run that's barely any different from his walking speed makes me think he's some roly-poly 400-pound mechanic barely lighter than the homicidal robots chasing him. I actually understand that Steel Wool didn't allow us to jump because they didn't want us to sequence break anything and appreciate all the sets they painstakingly made for us. The problem is having a character that can't jump in a fully explorable 3D Five Nights at Freddy's game just feels wrong, especially after having played Gregory and Cassie in Security Breach and Ruin. My other good friend that Fox and I even joked about how sad it was that a child had more capabilities than an employed adult in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's. That Fox even came up with a brilliant joke and the worst mod idea for Security Breach. Okay.
The Arnold and Security Breach mod.
Yeah, just...
The
yeah.
first mod to have 0 downloads.
Yeah. Did you just say Security Breach mod play as Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that would actually be the first Security Breach mod to have 0 downloads because, yeah, no ability to jump. I just know that Secret of the Mimic is going to get either a Switch 1 or Switch 2 port and most likely be the last Switch 1 port of a Five Nights at Freddy's game. The reason why I'm sure of this is because of how tight, cramped, and claustrophobic all areas of the game feel. Now that can be a good thing in your horror game, but even the safe rooms felt like I was struggling to breathe. I get Steel Wool wanted to make a game that was as easy as possible to port to other systems, but it didn't have to come at the cost of making their game feel as small as the file sizes. Need I remind you that Security Breach on Nintendo Switch is only 9 GB in size, and that includes the base game in Ruin. Sure, it's not the prettiest version, nor does it run at above 30 frames per second, but it is still very playable. I know this because the main version of Security Breach I play in my spare time is the port on my Nintendo Switch. Secret of the Mimic could have benefited from larger, more explorable rooms, or wider, roomier hallways.
For unforeseen consequences.
Yeah. Prepare for unforeseen Fazbearness.
My corn chips in the sky.
This is a beautiful area, I will say. Even if this is nothing more than a chase sequence. Am I the only one who thinks that Steel Wool was more than just a little inspired by the Bioshock series? From the Mr. and Mrs. Helpfuls to the sound the Mimic makes when walking around in a costume, most of the time I felt like I was playing a downgraded Bioshock for kids, complete with the pipes puzzle. Steel Wool appears to have never gotten over the issue that just copying some parts of a formula from one game series and applying it to your own does not guarantee success. The reason why Bioshock's formula worked so well was because it knew deep down it was a first-person shooter. That element always came first in the Bioshock series. Most enemies who attacked you didn't take out all of your health in one hit. Even when in a room full of enemies, you could take most of them on and take quite a bit of damage from them before needing to run off and lick your wounds. Applying Bioshock's formula to a game series where enemies can kill you in one hit does not work and will only result in a lot of rage-inducing deaths, or spending most of your time hiding in a lot of lockers. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a hot take from me, but one-hit jump scare killing enemies is an archaic system that should have changed once the games went fully 3D and allowed you to explore open world. I'm not saying the jump scare deaths need to be scrapped completely, but allow players to take at least a few hits with some kind of health indicator before the final blow from an enemy lands you with a jump scare finisher. These games are meant for kids and young adults, yet I'm an old man in my 30s and this game is even wearing my patience thin sometimes. If you're gonna evolve the series and take inspiration from other successful horror games, then update the way enemies kill you as well. This happened with Security Breach 2. It was obviously inspired by Resident Evil, but Resident Evil had enemies that allowed you to get away and defend yourself from them even after they caught you. If you're gonna copy Bioshock's homework, Steel Wool, then copy the part where enemies don't kill you in one hit at least. Okay, we sound like two big daddies. This is like, I swear,
Squeaky toy soundboard.
that's the big daddy sound. That is so cool. The most frustrating things about Secret of the Mimic to me were the gameplay mechanics that got constantly repeated to a tiring degree. I know hiding from the Mimic in lockers is your main line of defense, but before I reached the halfway point, I was getting real sick of looking at the inside of a locker. It was a breath of fresh air when in Nurse Dolly's dungeon I could use open vents as an alternate hiding spot. Hiding in lockers all the time wouldn't be so bad if I had something else to look at while inside. Oh, I don't know, like maybe a camera feed to see exactly where the Mimic is so I know when it's safe to get out. Now, I will be fair and can see why the game doesn't allow us that gameplay staple of the series. This game takes place in 1979, so having a wireless device connected to the cameras wouldn't make sense. Even in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's with all of its technology ahead of our own, barely anything was wireless in the late 1970s, early 80s. Still, the developers could have gotten around this by removing the lockers altogether, forced us to rely on the mouse toy distraction, and allowed us to take a few hits before jump scaring us to our doom. The areas that turned out to be Collectathon stages got old really fast. Adding an endless search for something to constantly hiding from an enemy every once in a while becomes undoubtedly annoying to deal with. Areas where you had to only find and collect one, maybe two items while needing to worry about hiding were manageable. I didn't buy a Five Nights at Freddy's game to play Slender the Arrival. I'm not a fan of horror collectathons. Most of the chase sequences can go to hell too. I'm not in the mood to crouch, stop, and figure out what levers and generators I need to pull, or guess which direction I suddenly need to turn to and run when being chased by instant death. Don't throw curveballs at players during hectic chase sequences. Okay, outside of Big Top, or who I like to call the Pringles man's area being unnecessary padding, I think I got all of my grievances with Secret of the Mimic out of the way. Time for this again.
It feels like restarting the welcome show would be something that would happen later in the game rather than this early.
Yeah.
Like, something they would bring up, like, an hour later, like, and it's been so long, and you're like, oh yeah, this happened at the start. And we come full circle and whatnot. Rather than just being the second major plot point.
A death-defying dive!
Weird how on ground floor we didn't see most of this. Like, it's a better viewpoint from up here. That goose still looks like it has a broken neck.
A new world awaits, now it's time to explore. Step right up, don't be scared. It's time to open the door!
Wow. Bravo. Bravo. Just beautiful.
That was my patented Demotronic welcome show. Amazing, if I do say so myself.
If there's anything I can always compliment Steel Wool on, it's how beautiful they make their worlds. Despite having the same cartoony 3D animated style most of their games go for, some parts of Secret of the Mimic look downright near photorealistic. There were some places where I just stood and admired the scenery. This game looks that good. So much is jam-packed into the environments alone that you can't take everything in on your first playthrough. Now, I'm not someone who believes graphics should be the main selling point of any game. However, for me, the game's graphics have to be at least serviceable and fit the narrative enough to immerse or encourage you to keep exploring the world you're in. The best example I can think of is the Oddworld games, where judging by all the titles I've played, which is nearly all the mainline games, their art style alone is enough to keep you exploring and wanting to learn more about this weird world you find yourself in. And just like any of the Oddworld games, Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic has an amazing art style that keeps me coming back and wanting to find out everything that happened here. My friend told me to not rush through this game and to just savor it as I'm playing. I actually am enjoying this game. Like, I feel like I was being a little too rough on the... Where did my trophy go?
Maybe when I send my trophy to the pocket dimension again.
No. Get in there. Yes! We can save our trophy. Actually, we're giving our trophy to Moon. Okay, what is this?
Ed, I hope this message reaches you as soon as you get a break.
I don't know.
I have to go help the fall
The
festival.
one that was doing the tapes
Just for a
earlier.
few days until the installation is finished. It's hard to explain. I just have this terrible feeling like I need to be there so nothing goes wrong. Just in case. Trisha will babysit David while I'm gone. I love you both, and I'll be back next week.
Oh,
David.
So,
David.
yeah, no. So Edwin's wife, Fiona. Okay, this is what I like about this game. You don't need to read the books to piece together what's going on. So Edwin's wife is Fiona. Fiona is the lady who makes the tapes on how to fix things.
Yes.
And their son David is wow, okay. This is really building up to a really tragic like story. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to, even if I like didn't watch videos on the books like spoiling me, I would still be able to piece together what's going on.
Ed, I hope this message reaches you as soon. Ed, I hope this
I'm trying to pause it.
as soon as you get a break. I have to go help the fall.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make
Just for a
this
few
funny.
days until the installation is finished.
YouTube poops be like.
It's hard to
Yeah.
explain. I just have this
One more time,
feeling
no.
like I need
The thing I've always enjoyed the most about Scott Cawthon's Five Nights at Freddy's games is his uncanny ability for deep layered environmental storytelling. In one frame alone from any of his games, there is so much to unpack that you could literally talk all day about it. Well, I was ecstatic to find out that Steel Wool not only picked up on that, but evolved it in Secret of the Mimic. We no longer just have a surface story and environmental storytelling, we also got data logs, audio diaries, film reels, and the helpfuls to help lore sleuths piece together the whole epic tale. I mean, okay, it all really started with Security Breach, but there was such little attempt at environmental storytelling that it was practically non-existent. That's not even mentioning the disaster with how Scott Cawthon only gave cryptic hints at what kind of story he wanted the game to tell to overburdened short-on-time developers. Then surprised Pikachu faced when he saw that the story they came up with was not only nothing like what he wanted, but they weren't even really telling a story. This game included duffel bag notes and those audio CDs with the psychiatrist interviews, but in the end it added nothing because the non-existent story of Security Breach doesn't make any sense. Here in Secret of the Mimic, we not only get a story that makes sense, but we get stories within stories. There are so many stories going on within this game that I could make multiple videos going into detail about each and every one of them. I almost forgot about Moon.exe, a game within the game that provides even more context with what's going on. If you haven't played Secret of the Mimic yet and want to, then I encourage you to play the game without looking up videos on any of the stories and see how many you find for yourself first. My only disappointment with the story is not even the fault of the developers. I was told ahead of time that Henry, Emily, and William Afton would be involved with the story and I would just have to do a little digging. Imagine how disappointed I was after all that build up only to find out William Afton and Henry Emily are only named once in the data logs. Maybe twice if I missed something. The rest is only implied and left up to interpretation, or people with active imaginations who will no doubt make videos about this.
Attention traders, admin wing permissions have been revoked. And no, you can't clear out your desks. You stole my work. Now your jackets, purses, and coffee mugs, and anything else belongs to me. Maybe I'll go find someone to sell your stuff to. How does that feel?
Okay, Edwin's going crazy. Who could have seen that coming besides everyone? Oh, what the fudge! I just have to applaud Steel Wool on how they handled all the enemies, or should I accurately say all the enemies, since the Mimic appears to be your only foe for the entire game. There may be one or two other enemies, but I think they get quickly taken over by the Mimic too. How it works is that the Mimic can slip on any costume or any outer casing of another character or animatronic. They also have the ability to copy their voice. This means he could be anyone, anything at any time. There are some minor issues with the Mimic being the only enemy in the game. For one, it doesn't utilize its mimicry to its fullest capability. Minor spoiler, but Mimic copies the voice of Dispatch and continues leading you towards the schematics. It could have used that mimicry to lead you into rooms you didn't need to go and confuse you before trying to take you out on its own. It also doesn't try to use Arnold's own voice against him as a way to mess with him really bad. There were so many times the Mimic could have messed with you. Much smarter people than me could come up with even more terrifying instances that Steel Wool never even thought of. That's not to say the Mimic is a bad that enemy to go up against as it is, I still really like the way it works. To make things simple, I will be splitting the more notable costumes and animatronics into their own separate enemies, but this is not a complete rundown of every single one. Let's start with the simple costumes. Oh man, I love this mechanic for the Mimic. I mean, I hated it, but man did I love it. Steel Wool could have been lazy and had the Mimic be in only one costume in each area or only constantly switch between two. Instead, as the costume manor opened up to you, a huge number of costumes are available for this thing to try on. And it's not just costumes, but costumes in different states of construction, age, and disrepair. Some of these costumes look straight up like zombies, and part of me just wanted to watch in awe from the safety of my locker continuously to see what it would wear next. It certainly added variety to the common enemy type and might even be reason enough alone for fans to keep coming back and replaying this game. The AI of this enemy type wasn't all that special, and most of the time gave me strong Big Daddy vibes, especially with the sound it made. But it's fun playing a little game trying to guess what costume it'll wear next. Next up for the most notable, we have Big Top, or who I affectionately call the Pringles Man. Having to avoid his spotlight eyes and the noisy mannequins to turn the power back on before he reaches you was pretty fun, until it got old the third or how many at the time you had to redo it. The mini games you play before each spotlight segment were kind of fun too, but that chase sequence after can go straight to hell. I don't know how my buddy managed to get it on her second or third try, outside of the obvious I'm way dumber than her, but this took me multiple tries. I like the Pringle Man's design. I don't think it's fitting for a Five Nights at Freddy's game and more in tune to Bioshock again. However, by the time I was done with that Mother Fazbear loving chase sequence, I was so happy to see that thing finally dead. Oh.
That's
Is he? Is he? Is he? Yes! Celebrate good times, come on! Do. You are dead, Pringles Man, come on! Do. Yeah, da, celebrate good times, yeah, da. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, but I really hated that part. I don't hate the Pringles Man, and I think the final part of his chase sequence where you have to sneak past the noisy mannequins was awesome. If only we had to do 2 minigame spotlight sections and the chase sequence was way more straightforward, we could have had a winner. Carnival pun intended. Then there's Nurse Dolly. Nurse Dolly. I mean, bleh. Who could ever like this thing? Certainly not someone who's already accused of simping for Roxy and doesn't do that whole waifu thing. Okay, all joking aside, I absolutely love Nurse Dolly's area, and I think it was the best part of the whole game. Wasn't a big fan of playing Garbage Man and collecting all the scrap, but everything else about her area was mint. She probably had the best enemy finale when she was crushed against the elevator. The last noteworthy enemy to me was Rollerblading Chica, and no, it wasn't because she decided to pull a disappearing act 1 minute into the warehouse area. It was just hilarious and took all horror out of the game to see the Mimic struggling to roller skate while in a fat bird costume. The cupcake detection stealth area wasn't bad either, and a nice short length. Honestly, sometimes I wish I could have gotten into a costume and rollerbladed with the bird myself. And I mean in real life. To hell with Arnold. Any enemies I didn't mention were either because I couldn't find them while recording and didn't have enough experience with them, like Moon. Their section was so annoying after many attempts I didn't feel like talking about them, like Puppet Foxy's crew. Or they were so traumatizing I'm gonna save them for their own section, like Tiger Rock. Most of the enemies for the most part were fantastic and made sense for a game like this.
You there. Step right up and ready, set.
I got an idea.
is there an idea?
Hang on. This is gonna look crazy.
Construction not covered by cloud insurance.
Sorry, I'm just gonna
Dental reconstruction not covered by cloud insurance.
I'm just gonna steal this guy's balls. Okay.
Too bad, so sad.
I feel like we've already been through here. Like, I know
Yeah,
we've already been
yeah.
through here, but I feel like we like, weak. Oh no, that's right. Like, I'll just double check. Oh, it reset. Secret of the Mimic is just brimming with secrets, so many that in fact it takes a new game plus that you need to unlock just to find them all. Now I'm not a big secret hunter when I play games, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy the secrets I found while rushing through it. I'll get to the secrets I found or noticed while playing the game or watching others play through it, but first I need to talk about a secret that kinda rubs me the wrong way. That of course is the one everybody talks about, Mac Tonight himself, Moon. Oh hey! What the? That is a funky looking moon. First off, I don't even know if I should classify Moon as a secret. You kind of see his blueprints all over the place, so you know he's here somewhere, but that's the tricky part, actually trying to find him. There are hints in the data logs and other places, but if you're not bothering to read anything or look out for hidden pathways, then you're not going to find it. It's a real shame because Moon is actually a really interesting enemy. From what I've seen of Moon's section, I firmly believe that at one point in development it was a required area to go through. Not only was it a required area, but it served as a tutorial of sorts for the upcoming Tiger Rock sort of final boss fight. However, Steel Wool just had to have something juicy that would get everyone talking about the game, so methinks they pulled the Moon area from the set path and turned it into a secret area and enemy. While this worked for its intended purpose, it put players not looking for hidden items or pathways at a big disadvantage when going up against Tiger Rock. I understand Five Nights at Freddy's is an empire built off of internet popularity, but it rubs me the wrong way when it feels like I needed to find a secret area in order to understand the mechanics of a required area later in the game. Don't do that. Outside of all that, I think Moon is a cool secret that I will definitely look for during return runs.
Knock out the clown's teeth and win a prize.
Well, let's try. What happens if you lose?
Set, go.
Excuse me. Oh.
We want a picture, not a belly itcher.
This game's gonna be easy.
What's the matter? Afraid of clowns?
How do I have...
Kids, take care of your teeth and stay in school.
Okay, I have to do it like one at a time because
Afraid of clowns?
Arnold doesn't know how to throw with two hands. So, do we automatically get jump scared if we fail?
Serves you right for joining the circus.
I think the high score was 12. We need to get 12.
For joining the circus. Those teeth aren't gonna hit themselves.
I hit 2 at the same time. Can I?
Don't forget to floss.
Okay.
Also, that reset the timer, interestingly enough.
Oh, you should join the major leagues.
Wait, did it reset the timer?
Like, it was, I'm pretty sure it was, like, on 0 or close to 0 on the second tee, but it just let you continue.
Miss it, miss it, miss it.
Anytime you see a minigame where a clown's teeth needs to be knocked out, it's almost guaranteed there's a secret path or door behind it. So throw the balls at the clown faces until you have enough of a clear opening on two sides to crawl through onto the other side. Not all secret paths require the clown minigames to find them. Some will be hinted at on your way or shown to have a present that you need to find the way yourself to access. This was a smart way on Steel Wool's part to keep players coming back to the game. So... does anyone remember where we parked the car?
Oh, there's your car.
When you beat Secret of the Mimic the first time around, you unlock a New Game Plus, and this New Game Plus is the only way to unlock a secret ending. It keeps everything you've collected, but resets the data diver permissions. You also get an exclusive item during this run to help you achieve this top secret ending. I'm torn on how to feel about this New Game Plus mode. On one hand, it's neat that this isn't just your standard New Game Plus that only carries progression and items you have over to a new save. Steel Wool went out of their way to make this game as replayable as possible. On the other hand, I feel like this mode and all other secrets were just made for people to make videos about. The problem with that is that by the time the average or small-time content creator make a video about the cool new thing they found, all the big names with millions of subscribers have already released videos talking about every little thing anyone can find. We live in an age where secrets aren't really secrets anymore in video games. Everything gets found out and talked about, especially in the Five Nights at Freddy's community. This can make it demoralizing and even a chore to find some secrets in the game, because if other people have already found and made videos on it, then what's the point of you seeking it out? You could just turn off your internet until you find every secret both the standard and New Game Plus mode has to offer, but if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's content creator with a set schedule, that's not really an option, especially if your viewers are impatiently anticipating what you're going to say about the game after you beat it. I hate to sound like a broken record, but Scott Cawthon did secret hiding the best in his game. Barely any were crystal clear, and some are debated about what they mean to this day. I still want to encourage everyone who's interested in playing the game, find as many secrets as they can and not let videos already made dissuade them. But it just sucks how most secrets in a game called Secret of the Mimic are straightforward and don't leave much up to the imagination. What on earth is this?
A certain website is going to have a field day with this guy.
This guy looks like he's on serious drugs.
Yeah, I don't think this works out. Mr. Watermelon.
Yo, my mate's just having a good time, man.
My name is Mr. Melon.
I don't
I
know
love watermelon.
I don't know what they're putting in my water, but it feels amazing. I'm just flying through this orange and yellow strip, man. I don't want to leave this chapter on a sour note, so I want to implore everyone watching this to explore and plunder Secret of the Mimic as much as possible. Even if a million billion videos get made on it, the Five Nights at Freddy's community love discussing and bonding over new things people find for themselves. Even if it's something everyone has discussed 1,000 times to death, I have seen friendships formed over newcomers finding interest in things they found other people like. Fans who are crazy about the lore and experts on it just love befriending those who know little to nothing about it. They love befriending people who are willing to listen as they pass their knowledge on to them. Trust me on this one. I know from experience. What on?
Oh, you are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza after all.
This is cool!
If I had a nickel for every time this happened, I have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice.
So, this is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I called this! I called this! You know, it just occurred to me that we never found out what the Secret of the Mimic was. Many thought we were going to get some earth-shaking revelation that disclosed what the Mimic's involvement with the series was. And find out the other secret of the Mimic is that he cleaned out the fridge.
Everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Except Jess, he doesn't like Jess.
Yeah. But it never happened. Well, that's because the answer is in the title of the game. The Mimic was the secret you were hunting the whole entire time. Just like friendship, the Mimic is the top secret project Edwin Murray created, who William Afton and Fazbear Entertainment wants. Throughout the whole entire game, you are hunting down the secret of the Mimic. Pretty clever of Steel Wool for such a simple title, if you ask me. Because I bet you $1 million once I flip this switch. What?
Well, it's about time you get some relevance.
Oh! What? Excuse me? The way I judge how scary horror games are is if there are parts that scare me too much to complete the game on my own, then the game gets an automatic pass. It's pretty tough to scare me, at least when it comes to movies, books, and video games most of the time. As a reminder, I don't need a horror game to be scary to be fun. There are a small number of games that have actually prevented me from completing them with how scary I found them. Secret of the Mimic should be proud that it can add its name to that list, because there was a part right before the end that traumatized me. This trauma took the form of a Garfield reject named Tiger Rock. I mean, it's not exactly something you would expect, and well, might as well. So,
Wish you well.
plan of action. If we can't get through the Tiger Rock boss fight, and we die 2 times, we will just react to a video of somebody going through it. And then we will use a save that skips over the boss fight. But no more planning, no more stalling. Okay, you overgrown Garfield reject. I'm here back for more. Oh boy. No. Where are you? Oh, hi. Hi. Okay. No. Oh no, I'm in the dark. Wait, but I'm still looking at him. But I don't see. There's a... Ah, that's not good. I don't hear any lights. I hear a light. I don't see one.
Did the sparks matter at all in terms of potential spots to hide in?
No. Okay. I'm not looking away until I get back in the light. This is bad. There are no spotlights. How long does this go on for?
I honestly wonder if we just keep going backwards, is he just gonna never attack until he stops being drawn? Like, as long as he is...
Oh, hi!
Like, the moment he stops being visible, that's when he attacks.
That was weird. He didn't attack me for a split second. I got to see his pearly whites up close.
We have to figure out where does he smell.
I'm actually laughing while facing my trauma. Is that a sign I'm kind of getting over it?
Maybe.
Tiger Rock is a bastard who doesn't let up, can teleport, and his only 2 weaknesses are keeping an eye on him and having lights around you. This doesn't sound like much of a problem until you realize your light source isn't permanent and constantly changes. If you get left stranded in the dark and don't see him, then this fat cat will head straight for you. It's bad enough that you have to keep an eye on the damn thing, but later on you have to look out for it while navigating 2 mazes. Due to past traumas I'm not comfortable talking about, one of them involving an animatronic dinosaur named Mega Munch, Tiger Rock terrified me too much from completing his area. Hey, at least I gave it a few good tries. My brother couldn't even step foot through the double doors after his first try. I believe the best way to experience Secret of the Mimic is by playing through it at least 3 times. This is an odd statement for me to make since I'm not someone who normally recommends playing a game that takes more than 8 hours more than once. Since I'm a content creator with a job outside of YouTube and have other responsibilities, I barely have enough time to play a game this long as it is in my spare time. However, Secret of the Mimic is one of those games where you can tell the developers put a lot of time and consideration into nearly everything that went into it. It's definitely worth going through 3 times on your own before looking anything out. The first time you play it, rush through the game. Don't try to read data logs, listen to audio diaries, find presents, or do anything on the computers unless you absolutely have to, and put back the data diver at the end. There's a surface level story. Stu will put as much thought into as the rest of the game, and it's a treat to experience. The second time around, don't start the new game plus yet. Take your time and look everywhere for everything you can find. Don't worry if you can't find it all on this run. You still have one more to go and collect absolutely everything. Go for the parachute.exe ending on your second run. A much bigger picture will start to emerge. For your last run, start up the new game plus and retrace your steps to make sure you don't leave anything behind so you can play the moon.exe game fully to completion and find that secret ending. Secret of the Mimic is a wild ride each time you start it up. Start goodbye show! Let's... Oh, button! Oh, that was a trap!
I've been taken to the Deep Rock Galactic puzzle.
What?
Is this a literally Deep Rock Galactic?
Oh!
Stuff? It literally is. This is... You gotta keep pulling the switches or we gonna die.
I thought you were dead! Secret of the Mimic is a game that definitely has flaws and things that could use some serious fixing or reworking, but is otherwise a fantastic experience you can keep coming back to. This game, in my opinion, is Steel Wool's best Five Nights at Freddy's title so far and had a few moments where it got to me. Some areas felt more like set pieces than actual gameplay sections, but the spectacle and performance was well crafted. For a game based on one of the books, Steel Wool did a great job adapting it to the lore of the games, even if I don't agree with everything that they included in the lore of this prequel. Why is petting a vacuum cleaner such a difficult thing to do? Like, why are the controls for this game so god-awful?
This is Secret of the Mimic. Here you go. This is what you wanted.
You're lucky I can refrain from what I wanted to say.
You can walk. You can get behind the table. Just take.
Get out of the way of my Roxy Bear.
Here you go. We can go home now.
This, I can now say, this has all been worth it. No furry.
Slash positive.
It's a play on something else, but
I know.
this is... I knew, like, I knew two things. One, I knew that if there was a Monty, and they had like a Monty animatronic, I knew they were going to have an old-timey Roxanne one. And secondly, I'm so happy I predicted this and called this. I knew she was going to have a Western type outfit. Oh, the fan art of this is going to be wild. This has been all worth it just to see this. It's not even that, like, it's not even a saucy picture of Roxy, but you know what? I'm happier that it isn't. It's all worth it just to see this cutout. Recommend this game to everyone. Before I sign off, here's what my brother had to say about Secret of the Mimic.
Hey, I am Flame Studios, or just Flame. My brother wanted my thoughts on Secret of the Mimic, even though I didn't get far because I chickened out. But I watched a playthrough and seen my brother play it as well, so where to start? Well, we can start at the game style. I like it because, unlike the first game, we can move around, and rather than being stuck in one place throughout the whole game, we would actually be able to interact with things and not be stuck, having to just look left and right and then having our cursor push on one thing. We actually have to interact with it, not we have to walk up to it, and not just, we can't just sit in one spot, we still have to walk up to it. And with that, I think I'd rather prefer that because it adds a bit of risk to it all. It's like if you screw up and get caught on something, you have to make up for that time. And with that, I find it weird that we can't jump, because in Security Breach we're a 9, 10 or 12-year-old even, possibly, and we can jump. We're dropping from like what would be 20 feet to the guy, and nothing happens. Like, he gets up, walks it off. But then Arnold is like 23 or something and can't jump. It's like, hello, why can a 12-year-old possibly jump, but a 23-year-old can't? So, like, if he couldn't crawl, I would even say, okay, he's just in a wheelchair, but he can still crawl. So, what is up with that? It's one line of code. Fix that, please. It's bugging me. And sometimes it's just something funny would happen. You'd have full-blown basic staring competitions with the animatronic, and nothing happens. Like, it just stares at you, and you're like, it's like that when you tell your crush that you like them, but then she has a girlfriend, so you just stare at them. Then sometimes this would happen. You'd get spotted by the mimic. He'd come running at you, and you'd hide in a closet. Now you'd lose it, of course, first, and then somehow it just gets caught, and you're just sitting in the locker thinking, what do I do? Like, if I exit this locker, I'm gonna die. So do I just sit here until I eventually have him walk away? But then it turns out he's stuck. So you're stuck there, and then you're like, okay, I have to sacrifice this time, and then you have to end up dying to the mimic. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Secret of the Mimic. Hope you enjoyed my bit.
So, does anyone remember where we parked the car?
Oh, there's your car.
Because... What the... Hey!
Nice skybox we got here.
Arnold, there you are. We've been trying to get a hold of you all night. Why didn't you answer? Fazbear Entertainment has no other option but to let you go.
I just talked to you. You told me to give you the data diver and I could go home.
So you admit it? You misplaced company property.
I knew it!
No, I gave it to you.
Fazbear Entertainment will hold you personally responsible for lost or stolen property. What did you expect would happen?
Oh boy.
I did everything you told me to.
Don't call us. Our lawyers will be calling you.
Hi!
Mimic, hi, how are you?
Thank you for making it this far, because that makes you my shining star.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a past, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going, I want no fake love, I want the real stuff, everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once, I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want wanted that. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working